So recently I've been playing a game that's nearly half a decade old already, yet I've still managed to put almost 200 hours into it and make it one of my most played games of the year. Uh-oh. I just saved him. I didn't even get a turn. I'm sure many people have heard of XCOM or XCOM 2. It's a pretty difficult game, and the campaign takes on average about 20 to 30 hours to complete. So why is it that it took me over 170 hours just to get my first campaign victory? Well, here's my story and a little bit of my trials and tribulations inside of the game within all this time. Oh my bruh, yeah! Die! The game has you take a role of a commander. He basically does dead-ass fucking everything. Like, every single decision in the game you are going to make. That includes having to move your troops around, having to manage which buildings get built at your base, having to manage what items you're building or what you're researching. Your goal in the game is to try and stop the Avatar Project, a project by the aliens to take over the world and basically enslave humanity. So it's your goal as the XCOM commander to guide your soldiers along with engineers and scientists all the way to the end of the game and then obtain victory. There's a fucking problem with that though. Even if you play the game like the best as you strategically can, you might end up overpassing the aliens or getting stronger than them and just being way more powerful than them. But the same also happens if you say you lose any soldiers. You might lose a little bit of health. One of your soldiers might just develop a random negative trait, so next time they're in battle, if you either want to free reload or panic out of nowhere. All these factors combined makes the game absolutely insane to play, especially on the Ironman difficulty with only one save file. Oh, I have to hope that sectoid fucks up his turn. Damn it! Damn it! Fuck ass. By far one of the biggest appeals to a player like myself is the perma-death feature. Having your strong units be slaughtered in battle just to set you back a whole another flight of stairs really sucks, but it adds to the story and adds to the overall difficulty and fun of the game. Fuck ass. Of course it's going to be stressful and shitty though. I mean, I don't want to tell you guys how many times I lost a very high ranking soldier mid to near the end of a campaign playthrough. It is the absolute worst because you don't just have time to go grind out some random field or just fight some enemies. You have to go on more missions and level up these soldiers. And just sending your soldiers on a mission is a huge fucking risk, okay? Because if you end up losing it, you're fucked. You got to do it all over again with a new one. Now, I'm sure I could have just made this video named something like, you know, why I'm trash at XCOM 2 or strategic games. But I feel like XCOM 2 sets itself apart because it's actually a part of a game. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to punch you in the throat. When you just start playing the game, especially if you're playing with a DLC enabled, you're gonna have lots of random things thrown at you within the first month of the game. But at the same time, it does become pretty easy to understand or predict, especially when you do multiple playthroughs. For an example is that there's a lot of different enemies in this game. There's everything from normal alien mercenaries or soldiers all the way to these giant fucking gross creatures. And with that, it seems like almost every mission or every other mission, at a certain point, you'll be introduced to a new enemy. So they're not all just thrown at you at once, making the overall game a lot easier once you've already played it because these enemies are fucking random. The thing is, too, with enemies is that a lot of them have different abilities or different challenges that come with fighting them. Like, you need to approach them a certain way. If you don't know what to do with that, it can really fuck you over.
Oh! Whew. No! 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 Oh!
Menace 1-5. The target package has been destroyed.
No! You have to be kidding me!
These guys over here I like to call the scumbag fucks. They're basically like flamethrower guys, but if you have a melee unit attack them, they might have a chance to explode and then hurt whoever's around them.
Close range attacks are not advised.
Another one is the Andromeda, a pretty late game enemy that you find that has a huge health bar, but once you kill him or take down his health bar, he turns into like a robotic enemy and then still attacks you. On top of that, he's spewing acid at you, literally fucking acid at you on the ground. What the fuck is that, man? I killed him so he gets to come back even more powerful? It's hard, man. You gotta know stuff like this. By far, one of my favorite things in the game, though, to learn was the Berserker. So the Berserker is this big, giant fucking creature. Now, if you use a melee unit to go and attack with either a sword slash or a rend hand attack, they won't go and counter you or stop you or do anything, you know. They actually take damage from it. If you go and do the same thing to a mutton, the muttons, for some reason, are smart enough to fucking dodge it and then strike back at you on your turn, so you can end up losing a unit just like that. You're like, oh, well, now I know. Like, oh, fuck, man, that sucks. At the same time, though, it makes for really good game design. Moments like these will make anyone lose an Iron Man playthrough or lose some of their best units and put them in a horrible position. On top of that, if you're playing with the DLC, it makes the game quite a bit more difficult with adding 3 new challenges, being the huge enemy commanders. The 3 commanders are sort of like mini bosses that appear in and out of a story, so they'll pop up on different missions depending on where you're taking place in the world. The only way to actually get rid of them in the game is to find their hideout by doing different missions in the game, and then going to their mission and clearing out all the aliens there, plus killing them, and then this giant stone that keeps on reviving them. I do have a screenshot or 2 to show you guys. This was like a 20-hour campaign run. I'd been playing the game for days. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Like, I have PTSD from this fucking situation. I struggled like heavily during this playthrough already, and just getting to this point where I could get to the hideout was so rewarding. I needed to get in there and take out this Chosen, or else eventually he was going to find my ship, try and shoot me, and then try and take me out. If he ends up killing me, then it's game over. On top of that, even if I don't kill the assassin or the other Chosen members, if I go on to the last mission of the game, they'll pop up with the avatar that I have to fight, just making the mission that much more difficult. And here's the fucking cherry on the cake. If you go to the hideout, you are not allowed to go back. Like, if you lose this mission, all your soldiers would be dead or captured, and then you can never fight that Chosen at their hideout. So you'll have to fight them at the end of the game. So no stress, you know, just give it your best, Commander. The mission begins with you going through the facility, exploring it, clearing different pods or groups of enemies. Eventually, you'll get to an elevator, which will bring you to the room of a Chosen. This place has the Chosen alien in it, along with a giant pillar. You need to shoot this pillar once you take out the Chosen one time, and then after that he'll reappear, and then you need to take them out one more time. So here it is. In my first run of doing this, I got really close to beating the assassin. It was right there. I'd already taken a couple soldier deaths, but I went there with about 4 or 5 people attacking the assassin. Unfortunately, it's XCOM 2. So what ended up happening was deadass. We hit enough bad shots to make it so that he had 1 health left. He needed 1 more health of damage done on him, and then he would have been done. Instead of that happening, he fucking stunned us, killed us, mission over, fail, can never do it again, fucking, and that's XCOM, baby. That is XCOM. What do you even say to a friend when they just went through that? Like, I don't even know how to describe this scenario to people that haven't played the game, but if you have, dude, I was pissed. I remember going to bed being generally frustrated with myself, like I wasn't good enough. Alright, it's toxicity like that that creates genuine, actual psychopaths. It's crazy, man, and even the normal missions in the game can be huge setbacks, or if anything, game enders. If you have a party wipe, you're fucked. If you have a soldier get killed, well, he's dead, you gotta replace him and level up someone else. Even if he just gets shot at and take a little bit of damage, they're wounded for a few days to up to months, so you can't use them for a while. You know, I'm sure if you play this game, like, not on Iron mode, you wouldn't have these problems, but at the same time, these problems are the struggles and stories that I hold so high to the game and why it's so good. And either way, I think there's a huge difference between save scumming and then retrying missions. The only reason why I really wanted to do an Iron Man run was just to get that actual title done. To do it all in one save and never reload a save was, it was almost impossible, and it was only on the 2nd out of 4th difficulty. But one of the things that sets XCOM really so far apart is its whole RNG mechanics and how it's all built around it. You have many different factors into play for every single different mission, depending on what mission type it is, how many enemies are on the map, how you're going to approach them, when you're going to break concealment, when you're going to use your explosives. Are you going to take a high cover shot? Are you going to take a low cover shot? Are you just not going to shoot at all? Are you going to overwatch? Even though it's just a turn-based game, you can see there's many different options for every single turn or scenario that you get into. So depending on which one you do end up picking or how you do play the game, and to a little bit of luck as well, you'll end up succeeding and it'll feel fucking fantastic. You know, if you're outnumbered by the aliens, at least if you take them all out in one turn, you'll be alright. They don't have a turn to attack you. But if you have 2 or 3 groups of aliens all find you at once, then you're kind of screwed the next turn. You're going to have 8 to 12 possible chances, maybe even more than that you can just get messed. That is why the permadeath feature is so important, because you have a lot of different classes in this game, and every single different class will help you in different ways in missions. While you level up these different classes as well, you'll get different skill trees that'll give you different options for how you want to build your character or that certain person. This helps a lot because you can have, say, someone like a combat specialist that does all the combat abilities, and then you have someone like a medical specialist, someone who'll be, well, obviously fucking healing people. The joy in XCOM is watching these soldiers grow up from simple rookies with only 4 health all the way to 20, 30 health, just almost unstoppable. You can really make some of your units like beyond OP, especially with a shared XP pool, as you can stack different abilities on top of each other and just have someone with every single ability. Right? They will be your right-hand man and the one you go to every time you're in a difficult spot or mission. And if they do die, prepare to cry. Ooh, I'm a rapper again, guys. Let's go. I honestly never had such a good playthrough until my last Ironman playthrough on the game. As with that one, I was finally able to, of course, get the victory.
Did I do it? Am I about to win?
But of course, it was by far not a perfect run. It was a little bit faster than most players, but I had lost 15 total soldiers during this whole thing. You know, I had seen the final endgame cutscene, I'd gotten what I wanted, yet my experience just didn't feel done for some reason. And why is that? Well, of course, because of the other difficulties. How can you beat the game on normal difficulty and then not crave to do it on the higher difficulties just so I can do it all over again and say I did it? Just trying the harder difficulties of a game, I was sort of finding out different things and different strategies. Like say how in the lower difficulties, you'll only have 6 enemies on the first map. But if you go on to the most hard difficulty, you're going to have 8 enemies, and one of these is going to be an extra enemy that you wouldn't have seen until a mission later. There's more factors into play with the hardest difficulty as well, like bigger HP bars for the enemies, you got longer times to build rooms and do stuff at the base. It's just overall way more difficult and almost makes the game sort of like a new game. By far, it's not that much different. You know, you're still getting fucked over left and right, but it is by far a new experience compared to the normal mode that is kind of more easy for me to do. Going into the legend mode was definitely a way bigger challenge. The first mission I managed to get flawless on, but it definitely proved that every decision I had to make meant a lot, and if it messed up, we would have been in a bad spot. You know, I tried to get through the story, but I would only proceed to a party wipe on like the fucking second mission, so I had to restart because I knew that save file was bad. And to like top it off, I did even worse somehow. I did even worse on a second time, so I had to try it again for the third time. And while overall I did pretty good on the third try, I did get party wiped on the 6th mission, which is unfortunate, but I at least made it there with only a few casualties along the way. The game is really hard if you didn't pick up on that already, but at the same time, it is by far one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had. Like, this adventure is fucking great. Other than the interesting dynamic of sort of trying to save humanity from the aliens, you have a lot of other things that make the game so special. It's the power shift between you, the XCOM commander, and the aliens. Constantly having new units on your side get stronger, new units on their side get stronger. And even though the game is pretty kind of like linear with a lot of sort of like random stuff popping up, but for the most part the story playing through the same way, it still maintains to be a very unique game, and every time I play it, it's like each playthrough is still a little bit different than the last. And on top of all this, I haven't even touched the modding scene for this game. There's a whole lot of mods on XCOM 2, from cosmetics and stuff like that, all the way to mods that make the game harder, like the Long War, which increases squad sizes for you and the aliens, just makes the game more, well, long. You know, when I find myself really enjoying a game or really getting into it beyond like other games or other things I've tried, there's a simple process and pattern I notice. You know, you watch the trailers, or you watch a bit of gameplay, and you really enjoy it. you like the idea of it. I heard Perma-death and I was like, ooh, that sounds really cool in a strategy game. After buying the game, I'd spend 50 hours into it just to learn that I'm garbage at it and it's going to take a long time to actually get through this game. But in all, the game redeems itself every time I lose, because it's usually my fault I lose. Well, yeah, there's a lot of BS in the game, like you missing 98% shots. There's a lot of moments in the game where it really is just up to you to make the best decision possible. Like I said before, it's the constant fuck over scenarios that you get into in the game. These constant roadblocks that actually make the game so good. So that's why I cannot recommend XCOM 2 War of the Chosen anymore, or like enough. Like, this is a top tier game in my opinion. But at the same time, it's for a certain player. If you're used to games like, say, like Mario or Honey Pop, you might not like XCOM 2. You might find it too difficult or too confusing, and all the mechanics combined will just overwhelm you. But if you're interested in games like this, then you're thinking about getting XCOM 2, definitely get XCOM 2, okay? I just spent 200 hours alone just trying to secure one campaign victory. If that's not enough to say that, you know, the game's kind of worth playing, then not really sure what is. It's dope too, because even if you don't have a next-gen console, you can even play it on your phone and tablet. Like, I might actually buy it on mobile just so I can play XCOM 2 in random places and have like a mobile playthrough going. Anyways, yeah, I really like XCOM. If XCOM 3 comes out, I'm definitely checking out that game and playing it. Overall, really good game, I think. It got me pretty hyped, pretty excited, seeing as this has been a 200-hour battle against the game with myself, so I got a bit passionate. But if you like the video, make sure you give it a like, comment in the comment section below. We got twitter.com/coolkidcroc, same with TikTok and other platforms. Just want to thank you guys for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in another one. Peace. Fuck ass.